I am back again. Let's see if I corrected myself here. Yes, sir. All right, I'm here. Good. All right now. Let me get on.
I got you, man. There's a few. Hold on, hold on. That's it. Let me put you on mute real quick. Oh, where's that coming from? I don't even. Okay, let me take care of brother here. Yeah, I did, Marvin. May. Oh, Marvin. Okay, okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. Live now, coach. All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you,
Um,
Troy.
yeah. Let me make sure I get everybody got the Bluetooth off. Okay, there it is. That's all. All right. I have Tommy Brooks on the phone, and I have you and Kevin on the tablet. All right. So I'm like super multitasking. But let me give you everybody the right intro. Let's Up Yourself is another Friday, and it's the very first All Star panel, our very first Troy Graham Experience All Star panel. All right, we're gonna go in order. We have the Hall of Fame coach Tommy Brooks, and let me turn this down. Tommy Brooks, and we have the champion maker, Baltimore's own Bob McDowell on the panel, and of course the ever ready, very knowledgeable, and still fast with his hands, Kevin, the Flush and Flash Kelly. So yeah, fellas, thank you for
How y'all
showing up,
doing? How
man.
y'all doing?
All right,
Yeah, just thank you. Now, let me tell you the reason why I reached out to all of you, man. I'm so thankful that you all got back with me because I'm a podcaster, as you know, and I go onto these different podcasts. I hear these mouth breathers, and they just talk, 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 talk. I'll give you a perfect example. Alvarez lost the fight, right? That
Yep.
was a good loss. Why are they still complaining about 4 rounds?
Because they gotta complain about something.
You see what
The
I'm
problem is
saying?
let it go. Let it go. But the whole thing is they want to complain about something. And something see the problem is this. When you're winning, there's no complaints. When you
Right.
lose a fight, now there's complaints. We need something to blame it on. Let's blame it on this. It's like when Wilder lost, he got to blame it on the suit. Instead of
Hmm.
saying the guy was better that night. I learned that from my trainer a long time ago. The guy was better that night. That's the way it works. Okay? That night, he was better than you thought. This is when cherry picking goes wrong, obviously. He cherry picked this guy, thinking he was going to get an easy win, and he had a wake up call.
right.
You know, Bivol is a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He knows what he's in his prime. He knows what he's doing, and he knew he had the weight advantage, the height advantage on Canelo, and he took that. He took advantage of it. Like I said, they always said a good big man could beat a good little man, but a great little man could beat a good big man. That's what separates the two.
That's right. Yeah. Still here, Troy?
I'm on mute, man. I was on mute. I apologize. Apologize. What I'm saying is, Alvarez lost the fight fair and square. Can we all agree on that?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
What I
Okay.
thought. Yeah, it was fair and square.
Right. 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 Bivol. He showcased his talents and all that.
And he had them hands up.
Exactly. You know what, man? Boxing did the fans a favor. That Saturday night, Sunday morning. They didn't rob anybody.
Right.
Yeah,
They
well,
didn't.
I don't like the scorecards. I didn't think they 113, 111. There was no 113. It was like 111, 117 at best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At best.
but the right man won, and that's the bigger picture here, right?
Yeah, unanimous decision. Unanimous.
There you go. There you go, man. And then you have fans that are complaining about the Haney fight, about the one about the 3 times he had to fight the man. It doesn't matter. He chose to sign it to go ahead and to get all the belts, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, because the worst contract in boxing history was Joe Louis, and what's his name, the Cinderella Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Braddock. Braddock.
Braddock. Yeah,
Braddock,
because
James Braddock.
right, because he signed away, 10% of his profit for the life of his career, meaning that the Braddock retired and he was still getting a check in the mail from Joe Louis Corporations for doing nothing.
Yeah, like I said, the thing is this. It depends on. I've signed a contract that I wasn't proud of either when I fought Prince because it's all about supply and demand. At the end of the day, when you got a guy, you're trying to get to the next level, you're trying to create the wealth. You might have to do something that you might not agree with or even like sometime because for example, when I fought Prince, I had to sign a contract where he was capping me at $1 million. Excuse me, capping $1 million, and he also was had to fight in England. So at the end of the day, that's negotiating, and it's not going to be fair all the time because sometimes the guy got a little bit more value than you got, and he's going to utilize it in his bargaining tools, and it works for them. So at the end of the day, if things turn out in your way, then you ain't got to worry about it. But if they don't turn out your way, then you got nothing to worry about. I mean, Canelo got a rematch clause. I mean, if I was Canelo and he beat me like that, I wouldn't be rematching him at all. Because he beat him so easy. It's amazing. So there's no reason to have a rematch. Totally no reason.
Yeah, mommy. Jump on here, give your opinion, man. Go ahead, man.
I agree with that, man. They make it seem like it was closer than what it was, but it wasn't close. It wasn't a shutout, but he won the fight convincingly. No doubt about it. And he was busy, and he just wasn't letting him get off. And he controlled the fight, controlled it very well. So.
Okay. Now we got Kevin. We got Kevin Kelly up here, and we have the great Marvin McDowell, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you school your fighter if you're training Alvarez? How would you train him to deal with this boy here?
Please leave your message for 9.
Take another fight.
Nah, man, you ain't getting out that easy. No, sir.
He can't beat Beauville. He can't beat him. Beauville have too many tools. Plus, he's tall and he's busy, and he's not scared of him. All that makes a big difference, man.
Yep. Yep, he's 100% correct. Because like I said, the bottom line, the fear factor doesn't work on him. And the thing is, people understand this boxing game is 90% psychological, it's only 10% physical. So at the end of the day, psychologically, Bivol didn't believe the hype. He's Russian. Those Russians are strong, hard to deter them. They train hard. I mean,
he didn't care. He
didn't care.
He's mission, man.
And he's 25, right? Bivol's 25 years old, Kevin?
Yeah, he's young. But here's also the difference. Canelo had to move up in weight. So Canelo had to do what Deontay Wilder did. He gained weight, which is a bad thing to do. He gained weight. When you gain weight, you gain muscle, and that makes you more tired. So, Canelo was fighting a weight class that he don't belong in. And what gave him that optical illusion was fighting what's the other kid? The other kid he knocked out.
Crusher.
Yeah. What's his name?
Kovalev.
So, like I said, he fought an old Kovalev. That gave him a wrong impression of fighting. He was fighting a guy in his prime.
Okay, Kevin, you froze up. But you know what?
And no, like I said, the bottom line is, there's a lot of work that he has to do in his own division with Benavidez and Charlo. So why would you go up to a weight class that you don't belong in?
All right. Before I get in all that with you, Let me bring on Tommy Brooks, man, and get his opinion on it. Tommy,
Yo, baby.
all right, can everybody hear him?
I don't have nobody right now.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, how's everybody?
Yeah, Tommy.
They can hear you, Tommy. Give your piece on the fight, man. Alvarez and Bivol.
I didn't even watch the first one. Cut it off.
I had a feeling you was gonna say that, but I'm pretty sure you heard about it and all that. Alvarez lost, and then people trying to say that he was. Yeah, you know how tall Alvarez is, and you know how tall Bivol is, and I'm pretty sure their skills. How would you train Alvarez to beat Bivol?
Stick to basic boxing technique. Basic fundamentals. What a lot of these guys be doing, they depending on one particular shot, and if you can't put those punches together, man, you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about basic fundamentals. I don't care how ready you are, the champion, 3-time champion. You still got to use the basic fundamentals.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And Alvarez was trying to fight like a tall guy, but he didn't have the height. trying to box, and you can't box a boxer,
Yeah. He was trying to fight like a powerful guy against a guy that was much stronger than him. Where
that's going back to what I was saying before about where every action is a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
If a guy throws a jab, and he only throws one jab, you can counter it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
If he throws 2 jabs and just stops to look at you, all you got to do is catch 2 jabs and fire right back.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's Tommy Brooks right there, y'all. But go ahead, Kevin. I think he was in the middle of saying something, and I introduced Tommy. You were saying something.
I was just saying in general that history repeats itself in boxing all the time. It's the same thing over and over. There's things and information that we have is, he's fighting a bigger guy. He had to make the weight, but that hurt him because at the end of the day, when you're carrying that much weight on your body's not used to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could spar guys, everything, but guys much bigger, you get tired quicker. And to look to me, the Canelo was tired, trying to, all that weight that he had on his body and then trying to force the weight of Bivol. So it wasn't a good fight for him. It was definitely not a good fight for him.
And the next fight that you have, it ain't going to be any different. It's not going to be a different. He might get stopped.
Yeah.
The next fight.
Well, if anything, it benefited Bivol. It didn't benefit Canelo at all.
Right.
He outboxed Canelo. He had better jab than Canelo. He was body punching better than Canelo. He was doing everything better than Canelo. Everything.
Yeah. And he had in his mind that he could beat him. And that's what he did.
Yep. That's where the fight's won anyway. It's always one in your mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's always one in your mind. That's where the fight starts.
Yeah.
He acted like, Bivol acted like Canelo was definitely, he treated Canelo like a middleweight. He treated him, he said, yo, you don't belong in this division, and he showed him that he didn't belong.
Yeah. It's like he said, man, you're small. Ain't nothing you can do with me. You're too small.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a great turn. That's a great turnaround as to what Joshua needs to do with this boy here. He needs to let him know you're too small to be heavyweight, and just handle him and send him back down to cruiserweight, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you do.
What do you
dominate. You got to use your size to your advantage. That's the biggest key. Use your size to your advantage.
Yeah, hey, you said something about your mindset in boxing is the most important thing.
Yeah, 10%. Yeah, boxing is 90% psychological. 90%. It's like when I train the kids, I was in the gym yesterday with the kids, and the kids, people are always looking for this super thing come out their body and make them great at what they're boxing. It doesn't work that way. You're training and training and training, right? And I don't care what kind of condition you get in. At some point, you're equal to everybody else. What separates you from the pack is that your mindset. And when your mind tells you, I'm better than everybody else at this because I'm faster, I'm quicker, my reflexes, my timing, everything's better, then you're right. And that's what needs to happen in the gym. But Canelo, like I said, he's good at what he does. Amazing what he does. He was just, I'd say, oversized. Definitely oversized, and a guy of equal value. Because Bivol, he puts things together beautifully. He's got his jab good. He's got a good hook. He's got some nice things where he throws. So it was a coming out party for Bivol.
Yeah, and it showed how much limited that Canelo was at the different weight size that he was. He didn't really have nothing to change the direction of the fight. He didn't have nothing, and his power didn't come with that weight. You know, he couldn't. It was like he couldn't hurt Bill. Bill just kept coming at him. Was like looking at him like, "Come on, man, it's all you got." You know. And he worked him over, man.
Yeah, like I said, you know, the thing is this: he has a rematch clause. Now the question mark is, where do they go from here? You know what I'm saying? Do they? Would I exercise the rematch clause? No. Like I said, fight somebody else. Don't fight Bivol again. Leave Bivol alone.
Yeah, it ain't different.
But I think they're gonna go try to exercise that clause. You know, he's gonna get beat again. He might get stopped this time.
We don't know that, man, because you know, throughout history of the sport, we've had things like this happen, and sometimes the little man comes up on the winning side of it. You know.
Yeah, but not when you're blown out like that. He was totally blown away.
Yeah,
I don't see how Canelo can penetrate him at all. At all. He's just too small. I mean, Bivol was doing it came to a point where, remember, Canelo, what you saw that night, that's Canelo at his best. At his best.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he does. Canelo's not Sugar Ray. He's not going to change his style and bounce around the ring and try to be faster than Bivol and try to, you know, pot shot him. He can't do that. He has to do what Canelo does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in any fight, it's mind over matter, you know?
Yeah.
But
like I said, Bivol's in his head. Like I said, now you got to think of it like this. Now, Bivol beat him so easy. And it showed frustration. When Canelo picked him up, that's a sign of frustration.
Yep. Never seen him do that ever.
Yeah. So he showed a lot of things that he was at his max. There's nothing else that he could pull out of his hat, do something different, do something better. He can. It is what it is. The guy's too big. He's in his prime. Leave him alone. That's the best thing he can do. Leave him alone. Yeah. Go back, fight Charlo, fight Jesse Benavidez, fight those guys.
What is there to gain fighting a guy that's actually smaller than you in weight and everything? Charlo fights at 160. He's not coming to 168. So you know what's
like
benefit?
I said,
you know,
if you can make Charlo come up a little bit, it's 8 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's 8 pounds. I think Charlo will come up for 8 pounds.
Yeah, but look at the weight that Canelo started off at, though, man. You know.
Yeah, Canelo's moving up and moving down. Look, I mean, you know. And then there's Benavidez. I like David Benavidez. I like him. I think he's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, right now you got the middleweights. A lot of good middleweights. I went to the fight with Fundora, this kid Fundora, that's 6'5". He's coming too.
I tell you what, we got a new guest that just came in the house. The good coach Andre Rozier is here. You know.
Good evening, fellas.
How you doing there, brother?
Oh, so we got man. I was actually supposed to be on at 8, but we came back from running, and I had to push a little bit harder to get on time.
No. But you know what the saying says: he don't come when you call, but he's always on time. So go ahead.
That's for sure. What's happening, brothers? What's happening?
How you doing, Andre?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Haven't seen
Yeah.
you in
What up, Dre? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Kev? Listen, it's been a second, but we here to talk, and we here to talk right. We gonna let these people know what we're thinking about.
Yep.
Right. Because everybody was waiting for you to tell us how Alvarez is going to beat Bivol in a rematch.
Let me tell you something. I said it out. The only reason why I'm not $25,000 richer right now is that I missed the time at the bookie because I was going to bet it long. That young man was an underdog and a half. That was easy money, and I told everybody that was easy money.
You ain't tell me.
Floyd bet $10,000. He made $58,000.
That is insane. I told everyone, I don't know. See, everybody's gotten the realm of thinking that Canelo was a godlike. And I'm like, you have to take a look at what he's done in the ring with guys who had a propensity to box well. And he's had a hard time. I mean, over and over had a hard time. And my thing was like, this is the best fighter, the biggest fighter, the most accurate fighter that he's ever going to be in the ring with at a larger weight. And do you think he's going to be able to contend when he couldn't do it at the smaller weights? Not even. I called it right, and that was the bottom line. He just seemed like he was there in a sparring session, to tell you the truth, on the wrong side of that at that.
But I felt Laura beat him, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Laura did win that fight. Laura did win that fight. Yes, he did.
But Bivol took total control. It was sinister. I mean, sinister. Incredible.
He was putting palm pieces on him, man, backing him up. Head, body. He was trying to drop his hands like, slipping and stuff, but he was slipping right into the punches.
All day long. Day long. This is the first time I've seen him actually show the physical expressions of those punches landing on him.
Yeah.
He was swelling. He should have been really ginger man because he was red all over, and it was not a good night.
And I saw a lot of frustration. He was very frustrated because he couldn't.
Big time.
Yeah.
And honestly, to tell you the truth, I think this was one of those times where they called it entirely wrong. I don't know who gave him the 411 on that one. Or once again, he might have thought that this is the time that I can't be beat, so I'll fight. Listen, when Canelo was saying he was going to talk to people about fighting Usyk, I knew he was off his rocker then.
That's crazy.
I thought that was a joke. Kind of like Andre Ward wanted to fight, Anthony Joshua back in the day.
Listen, I gave Andre Ward a good chance to beat Joshua.
What? Nah.
Listen, y'all all know how I feel about Anthony Joshua. That man is a big giant marshmallow. I mean, a marshmallow. Mentally, exactly. But that's all he needed to be for Ward to beat him. Because Ward is rock solid.
Yeah,
he's a fundamentalist in that ring. He's rock solid. And all you need is somebody to show that little chink in their armor, and you can break them down and get it going.
No, but you know what I realized about Ward? Ward is he's a good guy, but when he step in that ring, he's mean. He's mean.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
He's mean in a sense like this, right?
Like Clark Kent, man. Take him
exactly. Exactly.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah. He is mean, man. Because but yeah, man, we got treated to a couple of good fights last week. Hopefully the sport, will keep treating the fans like that and judging these fights right. I hate it when we see some very good fights or great fights, then we get to the judging and it's like, oh yeah, 99 to 118 or something. I mean, come on, man.
Major problem.
Judges was Stevie Wonder, Jose Feliciano. All of us sitting around the ring. Come on, man.
I wish they could sing at least if they get no scores wrong like they blind. They should be able to sing a little bit for us.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible. And I was noticing in the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight, one of the judges had it 97-93. What was that judge thinking about? Maybe he wanted to get over to the Irish pub so he could party. I don't know, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know. He was it a female? Was it a male judge or a female judge?
Male judge.
Okay, you better be careful with the Irish women, man.
Oh, listen, that's next to the Polish folks. Forget about it. Those Irish folks are something else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Without a doubt. But they support their athletes, and I like that. That I like. They are there as fans. They do not play. They definitely there.
I tell you, the running joke was in New York when I was coming up about Irish cooks. Yeah, he said most of the best Irish cooks are in the ring. Because they can't cook, man. But anyway, right?
I know that's right. That's definitely. I know that's right. It's a crazy thing, but
yeah.
they've been. Besides the judging, there are some really great fights that were going on. It's good to see the energy come back to what's happening, and like tomorrow we got a real barn burner between Charlo and Castanado. I just can't wait for that one because the first one was a monster.
Yes. Let's go ahead and touch on that. Who has to make the most adjustments in the second fight?
I think it would have to be. I think Charlo would have to believe it or not. A lot of people think that Castanado is the one who has to make the adjustments, but he's a kinetic type fighter. He moves a lot. He stays busy, and he can punch just hard enough to make you realize you can't make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlo's going to have to get off the line as he was in the first fight. He was there for a lot of those cross rights, and he was there for those body shots. He has to move his feet a little bit more. I mean, he has a fantastic jab, just like his brother does. It must be genetic. And their basics are super clean. The 1, 2, 3, it's like right down the middle, jab, right hand, left hook. It's good to see that. But he's going to have to be just a little bit more creative in this fight, other than the fact of hurting his opponent to be victorious.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, you've been quiet for a while. Go ahead and jump in, man, and give your thoughts on the fight.
On the talking about the Usyk fight? I mean the Charlo?
No. We talking about the fight that's coming up this Saturday.
Oh, we're talking about
Charlo.
Charlo, like I said, rematch. They know each other. The bottom idea is change. How has each man changed? Charlo's are very good at rematches. I remember when he fought Harrison, the other Charlo, and he made little tweaks, little changes. So this shows how good they are. But this question with this kid he's fighting, now he's rugged. So at the end of the day, the question mark is he good enough to box? There's a lot of questions because the fight was so close, the first one. You know what I'm saying? So it was so close. Where it's all about adjusting. Boxing is about adjusting. It's like Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought Hagler, he was gonna fight Hagler like he fought Duran, the first, right? And then he realized the day of the fight that no, he's gonna do something different. He's that skilled. So the idea is to change. You gotta do something that he don't expect. That's how you beat him. He's got to do something different that his opponent didn't study for. That's how it is. Because if he knows what's coming, he can get ready for it.
You felt Sugar Ray really beat Hagler?
Huh? No, I said when Sugar Ray fought Hagler,
My blue cords. I'm about to.
he was going to fight Hagler like he fought Durant.
Right.
Straight up.
Okay.
And he realized the day before the fight that he said he's going to try to frustrate Hagler like he did with Durant in the rematch. And that's what he went to do. The fight's very questionable. Like I said, you can watch it 10 times. Sometimes you see Hagler winning, then you see Sugar Ray winning. I think Sugar Ray landed more punches. His punches were not hard enough to do anything to Marvin, but on a scorecard, the antics of Sugar Ray were winning.
Yeah.
The antics were winning. Sugar Ray knows how to steal rounds. He knows how to. That's a boxing education. He knows how to steal rounds.
Right,
he knows how to make it look like he's more effective than Hagler at times. You know what I'm saying? Hagler was watching Sugar Ray instead of boxing Sugar Ray.
Yeah, Hagler would win the first 2 minutes, and then Sugar Ray will steal the last minute with a 50-punch flurry.
Yeah, yeah, smart. Like I said, that fight was all psychologically done. It was very put together. And in boxing, people understand, it's not how good you are as a fighter, it's how smart you are as a fighter.
Right. Like Tommy, right? How many how many fighters have you had that had rematches and you had to find those little things in the rematch that you had to tweak and all that? How would you go about doing that?
Holyfield Tyson.
Okay, you go. Tell us about that one.
Just adjust, readjust. You gotta make a mistake to capitalize on it.
Yeah, because it seemed the second fight, Holyfield just had his number from the start of the bell.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like Mike had on his mind, I'm just gonna get this guy. You know what I mean? He didn't come out with no particular style or anything. He's just trying to catch you with one clean shot, and that wasn't happening with Holy. He's putting his punches together.
Yeah.
Okay. And the same question goes to Marvin. How many times you've been through a rematch, man? You saw little things maybe the fighter didn't see, and you had to make it plain to him so he would go out and follow the game plan.
Well, as far as in the amateur fights, like you fight each other a lot.
Right.
Right. So, what I would make the adjustment, say like a guy might get caught, might catch you with keep catching you with the right hand, right? So what you do, either you step around that right hand or you duck. You know what I'm saying? Just little simple little adjustments that you can make, to make the fight better and make it more competitive for your person. It's just little tricks and tweaks. A lot of times you can make, but you gotta know what you're looking at and know what you're looking for.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Troy, it's so funny that you guys are talking about Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. I came through the amateurs with both those guys.
Hey, Thomas, since you did see, this question is more about Hagler than Sugar. Was he as mean as he was in the amateurs as he was as a pro?
Listen, Marvin was the nicest guy. You could get 2 words out of him unless you knew him.
Yes.
He wouldn't even talk to anybody, But he's a really nice guy. He's polite, everything, But he can bite his ass off, though.
Right. I think because I had seen Marvin at a fight once, then I saw him continuously at the Hall of Fame, and I was like, when people become old and they become like grandparents and they sort of mellow out. Like we always said, our kids get the best of everything from our parents. And when we were younger, it was like, that's not my mother, because that lady that's treating these kids like they are is entirely different.
Hello. Yeah. I know all about that one.
Yeah.
I know that's right. So
they get away with so much stuff, man. And you be saying, man, well, you ain't let me do this and you ain't let me do that.
I say it all the time. And when I saw Marvin at the Hall of Fame, he was like the nicest man on the planet. But I know in the ring, he always had, the attitude and the character of a warrior.
That's
So
right.
I didn't get the chance to see him in the amateurs. So I was just wondering if it sort of shifted and he became a nicer person. But back then he was as mean as he was in the ring.
That's what I back then too.
I tell you one time
Nobody
that
to play with.
yeah, I tell you one time that Marvin really threw me off. If you listen to the James Toney, the first fight with James Toney and Mike McCollum,
Mhm.
there's this Italian sounding cat there that's doing the commentating for the fight.
Mhm.
This guy, you could tell he speaks fluent Italian and all that. That's Marvin Hagler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
what he,
super intelligent kid.
yeah.
Really nice guy.
He flipped up because he went over to Europe and he became an action star and he spoke fluent Italian.
Right, yeah.
So
Matter of fact, if you didn't know he was a fighter, you would never guess that he was a fighter.
nah, because he's not big. He's 5'8", 5'9", right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like 5'9", 5'10", more there.
Okay.
I used to
Yeah,
call
no,
him. I used to call him Marvin Schwarzenegger. That's what I always call him. That's what I called him. And I seen him because he's an action star. I was like, Marvin. I saw him at the Hall of Fame. I said, "Yo, Marvin, you Marvin Schwarzenegger." It was crazy, man. He loved that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I
around
met,
Marvin a lot.
I met him at the Hall of Fame, man. I wanted to take a picture with him, right? He just told me that he was eating, you know. Because during the Hall of Fame when they be playing golf or whatever, and
Right.
then for a lot of them under the tents. So I saw him. I went over to him. I said, "Take a picture." I signal like that. So he signaled me like, I'm eating, right? So then, I came back, and he was finished eating. So he gave me that signal again, like he still was eating. So I said, "Oh man, I just went somewhere else, man." Real.
He didn't know Marvin. He didn't know who he was talking to.
Right.
I don't know, man, I was
Champion maker. The
I'm
champion
saying,
maker.
look. He was. It was another Marvin with the Marvin, man. Marvin just like yours, man.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Marvin. A lot of time with him. I related to him a lot more because our careers kind of ran the same way. I was avoided. He was avoided. I get shot out 36-0, so I understand it. We're both a lefty, switch righty. So me and him had a lot in common. So I spent a lot of time hanging around Marvin at events. I spent a little time with Sugar Ray, but not as much as I did with Marvin.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got to ask you a question because I'm gonna take it back to the fight tomorrow. Do you think that Charlo could stay focused and fight like a focused fight plan and not get all out? Let's say if he gets hurt in that fight. Let's say if Charlo gets dropped. You think then the fight plan goes out the window?
Well, we don't know. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on his mood at the moment. That's what it
Right.
depends on.
My observation of him and his brother, man, they are very, very emotional, man.
He is.
When they go into a fight like that, man, you can't take your emotions, man.
You're right.
Because it'll totally get away from him. But that's my observation of him is that he's emotional, and he can't let the crowd mess with his emotions. Sometimes he get caught up into that.
Yeah, I agree. His brother seems to have settled down a little bit, a little bit more than he has. And I think if he does, I don't know why he's so high strung, to tell you the truth. But he needs to settle down because, like Marvin said, it could play very, very negatively towards him, and it could be detrimental to what's happening in the fight.
That's right. Now, I got a question for the coaches, and I'm gonna take it back to Kevin too. Have you ever trained a fighter who still had the skill, but his fire was just dwindling, And how do you deal with that? And
That's almost every fighter I work with.
That's for sure.
That's almost every fighter I work with.
Yeah. And Kevin, you ever go through that in your career? You still had the skill, but your fighter, but the fire was dwindling, man, and you were
Just
toe in
like
and toe
now.
out.
I still got my skill. It's the fires don't. I don't want to do it. So
No, I'm talking about when you were at the peak, at the height of your career. You were the flush and flash, and you were just whipping.
I would say no, never when I was at my peak of my career. Because you would never seen the Gainer fight, the Prince fight. So me is like, I would say, because I served a different purpose than everybody else. My purpose when I was on HBO was I was incorporating the lightweights on HBO. So I had a job to do where I was trying to get lightweights on HBO. I didn't go to do that, but that's what it became. I gave me a job without me ever applying for it. So what happened with me was, at the time when I started boxing, there was no lightweights on HBO. The hottest guy they had was De La Hoya. So at the end of the day, I didn't have room for that. You know what I'm saying? I had room, and I always was trying to prove myself. And that's the key. The key was always trying to prove myself that I was the best fighter in the world. I was the best fighter in the world. So trying to do that, that's what kept me motivated. Now, like I said, even late in my 30s, I retired at 42 years old. So I think I only felt that on my 42nd pro fight. My 42nd, my 60th pro fight. Because my 72. Because end of the day, I fought 72 fights. But it comes a time where you're tired of doing the same thing over and over and over. Especially when you get old in the game. When you get old in the game, there's less use for you. You're dangerous. So if you beat a young guy coming up, it's not good for the promoter. So you really don't got the same purpose when you're older than when you're younger.
All right.
It changes.
Since we're talking about rematches, are we gonna see, an Amanda rematch with old girl here that she just fought? And where's it gonna be?
I believe we are for sure.
Okay, but where's it gonna be? Is it gonna be in Ireland, or is it gonna be at the Barclays again, though?
No, well, it was at Madison Square Garden, but I honestly believe it's going to be in Ireland. They're going to make a ton of money. It was a fantastic event. They packed the Garden. 2 women packed the Garden. So
I think it should be a third fight, though, man, because back here in the States, because I felt that American Girl won the fight, man.
Amanda?
Yeah, I thought Amanda definitely won the fight. There was a little bit of Eddie Hearn home cooking going on with the judges, especially that judge I stated, 97-93. I don't know what he was looking at. He must have been dazzled by the light show in the Madison Square Garden, because he was way off.
The memo.
Wait. How much power does Eddie Hearn have over here?
Well, you have to realize that he's a major promoter. They bring in, and you pick judges, but they bring in judges, and I don't care what anybody says, judges want to work. So if a promoter brings you in and say, look, hey, think about it. They're not supposed to, but we all know they do.
Right.
So that's what it is. Promoters have their favorites and they pick them, and they like, I know this particular official will give the decision I'm looking to have happen.
That's what they want to work again.
That's right. Exactly. Say it again, Tommy. Say it again.
Especially if he wants to work again.
That's right. That's right. So, but I still want to see it. They put on a fantastic. They fought harder than a lot of the men do.
Right.
A lot of the men do. They really put on a fantastic event. So I'd love to see it again.
It was a very skillful fight.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I'm going to tell you something about female fighters. They always fight harder than the guys because they always want to prove the point that we deserve to be in here, and we deserve the same thing that the fellas get.
and they listen to you even more. You know, they
That's
listen
right.
Do.
and they act like
And
they
they do
love doing it, man.
Why they
mean,
fighting 2-minute rounds in the first place?
well, it
Why
was
they fighting
deemed
2-minute rounds?
It was a
women didn't have the physicality to go 3 rounds.
That don't seem to be the same case when it comes to the MMA.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah, I don't know.
well, I know it's not. It's not,
Yeah.
but that's what was the end all be all, and that's why it went down like that.
They just want to keep their money a certain way. That's what this all comes to. I don't think it has
That
anything
too.
to do with it. Yeah.
That too. A 2-minute round, a 10 round fight. I don't care how much it is. They could always say, "Well, we can't pay you what the guys are getting paid because you're not boxing as long as they are."
right. Yeah, but I'm saying all that stuff could end. You know, like you know, just like say like they stopped the 15 rounds, right, to 12, right? But I'm saying you got some people, man, that will hurt you in 8, and you'll never reach 15. You'll never,
Anyway,
Now,
you're
some
right.
people
you
are
know what I'm
hurting
saying?
with 2
Sometimes,
rounds.
yeah, so it really don't matter a lot of times with the rounds, man. But they was calling
Exactly,
it cutting it to make it safer for the person. But you got somebody in there that can punch like that, man. Any round could be a bad round for you.
That's true. And another thing is women are notoriously not big punchers. So Amanda is like really special. She can hurt you.
Yeah.
And there's been a few others, like Ann Wolf. I'm trying to
That's
think
because
of
we were taught how to punch and how to shift
right.
their weight.
Exactly. And a lot of times, you're absolutely right, Tommy. A lot of these women, even though people think it's exciting, a lot of times they be swimming in there like they doing the breaststroke.
Yeah. Can't crack an egg.
So you can't generate that knockout force doing breaststrokes. You can't. So, but yeah, that's part of the diorama. The fact that they need to be more expressive, and that's why knockouts or not, they really really put their best effort forward.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, because you know what? I watched a lot of the female fights, and it seems to me sometimes they put out a lot more effort than the men. Their fights sometimes can be more exciting
Because
than
they
the
feel
men.
they got more to prove.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
you go.
That's
There you
true.
go.
That's right.
Yeah, I used to commentate a card called A Ring of Their Own. It was girls, all girls. I was doing it for Kushner, and they were all girl fights. And one thing about those girl fights, man, they were out there working. I give them credit. A lot of them try to do what guys do. It's just we have the advantage as a male with our strength and power. So that won't
You know what?
work.
I also find that women listen better in the corner.
Yeah, like I said, of course, even when I go to the gym and I train girls listen more than guys. I think it's ego. Okay, guys have an ego, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll take direction from other men, but women they know they're out of their element, and they will listen 100% compared to a man.
They're very sponge-like in accepting information.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I tell
They
you what,
really
man.
want to do it.
I'll tell you what, next time we on here all together, because I'd like to keep this going, man, if this is something y'all want to do, because I truly believe boxing needs to hear from folks like yourself who've done the sport and actually have some proof that, hey, I know this for a fact because I've seen it happen, instead of a lot of the talking heads that get people all riled up and don't say nothing,
I agree
So
100%. I mean, I honestly, I love this format. These are all my peers, and it's a wonderful thing to converse and talk real boxing. And I mean, I watch Steve and Mario with their radio show, and I applaud it. But sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, and I love those guys, but I know we got Marv, we got Kev, we got Tommy. We listen. We could talk a whole lot more about boxing than they can.
Real boxing.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Anybody that's been there and done that knows better.
And that's
Exactly. So I listen. Let's see if we can keep the concept going,
Yeah.
keep it growing, and hey, you never know. We might get Pepsi to endorse it.
hold on to that. Hold on to that now. Now you said it, but keep it quiet now. But keep it quiet because it's in the universe now. So
That's right.
it's in the universe now. So I just like to say this, and I'm very humbled that all of y'all actually gave me a time, man. That means a heck of a lot more to me than you'll ever know. That you
Hey, what
trust.
goes around comes around, baby.
Thank you very much.
Talk that
appreciate
language,
that.
T. Talk that language.
Huh?
That's right.
I definitely appreciate that, man. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let everybody get their shout outs and put their contacts out there if they want to be reached. Do not give your I don't have to tell y'all not to give your home number. So we're gonna start off with Tommy Brooks. You know what, Tommy? You do yourself a disservice sometimes because you never tell people how many champions you train. Because you gotta look at it like this: a lot of these cats that are 20 and up, they don't know who Tommy Brooks is. They know the only reason they got into boxing was because of Floyd Mayweather.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So go ahead and sell yourself in a sense. And then after that, we're gonna have Marvin McDowell give out his information, and then we're gonna have Coach Andre, and then we're gonna end it with Kevin. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Kevin is Stevie Wonder, man, but he's so knowledgeable. Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to work with about 25 different world champions: Klitschko brothers, Tyson Holyfield, Pernell Whitaker, Mike McCallum, Vasily Jirov.
Right.
I've been real fortunate.
Okay. You see that, y'all? You just got a fraction of this man's resume, a fraction of it, and you over here listening to a man who has more knowledge in his thumb than most of these talking heads do anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to talk I don't need to talk when they on here, and that's and no, I'm being very humble.
The thing that most of the fighters know about me is they know I am not gonna bullshit them. I'm gonna tell them straight up like it is.
Yeah.
I remember Tommy was working with Gary Bell in Jersey. I'll never forget it. And we were all sitting there watching the sparring, and somebody had mentioned something. And then when he mentioned it, I fell into it because of course I know Gary and everything else. So Tommy just turned around and you know how your parents say, they sort of pat their hand down like, hey, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all easy. I said, okay, look, now this man taking control of this environment, and just sit down and enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. That's it. Yeah, man.
Good puncher.
Yeah, he certainly was. Definitely.
All right. Marvin McDowell. What you're looking at there, Marvin McDowell, y'all, is Baltimore's champion maker. So
yeah, a lot of time people be out here don't give me credit. I don't want it anyway. But
it ain't no. I told you about that stuff before. If I got to be your mouthpiece, man, I'll walk around with oxygen and I'll be your mouthpiece.
That's what he said too, Marvin. He certainly said that for real.
Don't let anybody take that away from you.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yeah, but you can get me on Facebook, Umar Marvin McDowell, Instagram, Umar Marvin, and my website is nohooksbeforebooks.org.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
sir. I want to step in here and say something about that. I've been around Marvin for 20 years, I think, going on 20 years, if it's not 20 years. And I've seen that program touch lives, change lives, and save lives.
Beautiful thing.
it did some things for my sons because they were some knuckleheads when they were coming up,
That's
but
a beautiful thing.
it turned them around, you know, because
Yes, sir.
yeah, because I would come in there sometimes behind my sons, and Marvin would have them in there cleaning the bathroom because they just they just didn't listen to what he was saying, right?
That's how you teach them. That's how you teach them.
That's right.
Yeah. So he was.
And while you're having that, I want to because let me tell you something, Marvin.
Mhm.
This young man always bigs you up. The first thing he said to me when we spoke on the phone was, "You know, Coach Marvin. Listen, he don't get the credit he's supposed to get, and he's quiet. He don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it for him."
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
No, that brings up something. I remember I used to train under Archie Moore,
Ooh.
and Archie, we didn't have any money back in those days. So for us to pay him, you had to wash dishes, you had to rinse the yard.
Yeah.
Archie was giving out humble pie for pay, huh, Tommy? God bless him.
Something I learned from him, I'm still using today, though.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
That's right. There you go.
All right, Coach Andre Rozier, man. Go ahead there,
Hey,
brother.
folks, you know who this is. It's Andre Rozier, a.k.a. Uncle Dre. And you can catch me on Facebook. I'm working on a new website, which is going to be interactive when it comes to my apparel line. But we're going to have fun on it, little snippets and things like that, talking about this, that, and the other thing. It won't be like this is a boxing program. It won't be like that. It's just, hey, hello, come on, take a look, and then go buy something. But it's going to be clean, basic, and I'm getting ready for May 21st fight. I have a kid, Luis, the Twist Nunez. He will be the first fight on Showtime television. And then the schedule gets very busy down the line. I keep everybody informed about it. There's June 18th, the Berta B, Joe Smith fight, which I hope we could talk about next time we do talk.
Yeah.
And
Matter of fact, you know what? I'll see if I could get one of his trainers on here because I know, Better B's trainer, at least one of them. So yeah, I'll see if I get him on here.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then then I'm dragging it into July. I have Richard Comey against Pedraza. That's July 23rd. And then we're working on Daniel Jacobs versus Jamie Munguia. So that's my schedule right now.
Ooh, okay.
Danny making a comeback.
Yeah, well, we fought against John Ryder in England, and I thought he pulled it out. He lost a split decision, but then that was a whole lot of home cooking going on there. And I told Danny, I said, listen, if you don't knock him out, they're going to probably do it to us. So you got to put the pressure on them and really get into them. I said, if you knock them out, they might disqualify us for that. So you know what it is. Let's get the job done. And I still thought he did more than enough to win. But when I heard split decision, I said, oh, here we go. Here it is. But I'm looking for him to be 100% for this fight if it takes place against Munguia. And look out. Here we go.
All right. And I want to end it with, the brother who's really a big reason why Coach Andre's here and all that. And just to kind of the setup, because I think I was talking to you offline, Kevin. I might have mentioned I want to do something like this, right?
Yep, you sure did.
Yeah. So he's, man, because I'm like the planter. But I don't know how to use the analogy, but I shoot these ideas at him. He's like, nah, okay, and then we'll just go from there. But yeah, he's pretty much part of the architect as to why we're here tonight. Go ahead, Kevin, and close us out, man.
Well, I'm glad to be on stage with Rozier and Marvin and stuff like that because people understand boxing, And boxing is different aspects of it. There's the trainer's aspect, the cutman's aspect, the referee's aspect, and the fighter's aspect. So I'm glad to be on here with other people from other different parts of the game because they can tell their intellect on that side of the game and what they see. So I'm glad to have an educational boxing show that pretty much does what it needs to do, is educate the world. You make boxing fans out of people when they understand the sport.
Right.
Okay? The reason people don't like it because they don't understand it.
Mm.
So I'm just glad, like I said, you can catch me on Flush and Flash 67, which is my personal Instagram, or you can catch me on my show, The Sucker Punch Show, The Sucker Punch Show. Me and Colin Gates, we just posted some new stuff up. Stuff like that. You contact me through those two. Flush and Flash 67 is very good. It's personal one-on-one. And I'm on Instagram as well as Facebook. So at the end of the day, people out there don't understand the sport. Ask the questions. I'll get you the answer. And I feel that's the way it works. Like I said, I'm glad to have this forum that we have today. Because you see the trainer side with Rose and the fighter side with me, and different aspects with Marvin, and that's the way it's got to be. And I think this is the future of boxing conversations. You think about
Kevin, Kevin, don't forget Tommy's on here too, baby.
Oh, Tommy Brooks, yeah, yes. I can't forget Tommy. I don't see him on the screen.
We don't know if we can keep Tommy. We would love to keep Tommy with us.
Yeah,
we
like I
would
said,
love that, but he's here right now.
Yeah, I'm glad Tommy's on it. Like I said, I watched a lot of fighters that Tommy Brooks worked with, from Holyfield to Whitaker to Melvin Tiller to the whole Duva camp. And I was signed to Duva camp for a while, but I never worked with Tommy Brooks. He's a very good trainer. Like I said, a very good teacher. I call him a teacher more than a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people don't understand. You got a trainer's job is to inspire the fighter and bring out his qualities that he has, expose him to himself. That's what the trainer does. Exposes the fighter's talent and skill to him so he can use it. And the guys that we on this panel know how to do that.
Right.
And that's the key to the
Kevin.
sport. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, let me close it out now. I want to say thank you, gentlemen, for like I said, giving me that time of yours, man. That's something I can't repay back. The only way I can repay it back is with respect and love. So,
hey, it's education and education.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you for that, man. I really respect all of y'all, and everywhere I go, I'll definitely big y'all up like I do. I don't, but hopefully we could do this maybe the first of the month and the last of the month if y'all not free or y'all not training for a fight or whatever, and see how that works out. I mean, because some of the people I know might have to, we might have to switch out, Coach Rose because he stays busy, and then we might have to switch out Marvin because he's training a fighter also. So, we never know. We never know, but
never know.
Huh?
I said you never know. You know what I'm saying?
You never know, but I tell you what, we could switch him out. We can switch him out, but we ain't never gonna replace him. So you got my word.
That. Thank you, T. Thank you.
I watch my fight.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that. Well, all right.
Well,
everybody.
I'll tell you, Troy, my services are always there for you. Let me know, lay the schedule, and I will try my very best to adhere to it.
Man, I appreciate that with all my heart, man. All my heart. So thank you. Definitely.
I can't feel no better than being around family like with what's going on right now. And listen, it feels good to be around the crew. It really does.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Get everybody together and write a book, baby.
Again, hey, that's
Hey, Tommy,
yeah.
we can't tell all our secrets. We're gonna blow it up. And the next thing you're gonna hear is that they said Tommy Brooks said they gonna write a book.
He gonna watch more fights and write a book at the same time. That's what he said. Yeah, man. You know, Tommy Brooks gonna do dishes. He gonna write books.
Listen,
Yeah,
that's a man of many capabilities. There you go.
yeah. All right, gentlemen. You know, God bless and much respect to each and every one of y'all, man. Stay safe, and most importantly, I got this thing that I say. I always say that. What did I say? Purposeful passion pushes past all pain. So
Man,
bless him. Yeah, yes, and
I give
I
you
did
10. I give you 10 points for just saying it.
Truth to that, though.
That's
right,
right.
man.
It certainly is. That's right.
All right, man. Well, much respect, and hopefully we get together again and do this pretty soon because the sport needs voices with the experience behind it.
The experience and the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because honestly, I don't really like to talk that much. I like to sit the table and then I'll watch everybody else eat. You know, I'll bring my food to the table, go ahead and eat, and then I'll go from there. You know.
Go.
Yes, sir. All right. Bless up, everybody.
All
Take care,
right.
baby.
All right,
All right.
everybody. Peace and love. I'll see y'all on the next one.
See you in the next
Okay.
one.
All right.
All right.
All right. It's frozen. There we go. Thank you, Lord. That was a great show. That was a great show. Y'all appreciate everybody. Hopefully, we're still here so I can shout out the people that came. You know, Khan Shanery. What a blessed night, man. You don't know how happy I am that I've done that. Right? Khan Shanery, bless up yourself, man. I'm just real laid back tonight. You know, I can't. The show's over. I can't even bless everybody up, but much respect, y'all. Much respect. So hopefully I'll see y'all again very soon. And God bless, man. Organic Radio. Much love, brother. Much love. Much love. Always good to see you. Oh, you know what? I saw you. I saw you, Terrence, brother. I just couldn't talk to anybody, man. I was holding the show down by myself. Coordinating on the phone and on the tablet with all these different personalities is not as easy as it looks, man. But it's a blessing because they all wanted to be here. So bless up, man. Bless up, and bless up for your thing tomorrow, there, brother. All right. All love.